Heading into the all-important third season, does Miami Hurricanes head coach Mario Cristobal have the Canes culture where it needs to be?
You are Locked On Canes, your daily podcast on the Miami Hurricanes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I am Alex Donno, University of Miami alumnus, writer for allhurricanes.com, and co-host of Locked On ACC. And thank you so much to the everydayers for making Locked On Canes your first listen and your first watch today. We're available free wherever you get your podcasts. We're free on YouTube. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. This might be the most loaded episode of Locked On Canes we've ever done. On this episode, we're going to talk with Kiko Mauigoa, arguably the best player on the team last year. We're going to talk with Jalen Rivers, the left tackle and anchor of that offensive line. We're going to talk with Cam Ward, QB1 here in Charlotte. I'm at ACC Media Days, by the way. But first, we're going to talk with Miami Hurricanes head coach Mario Cristobal. Coach, heading into year 3, how do you feel about the transformation and the implementation of the Miami culture?
I feel strong about it. We've been working really, really hard from day one to bring in the right people, teach the right principles and values so that our organization fully understands them, and feel that our guys, our players, our coaches, everyone's in line and implementing those things and carrying them out the way they're supposed to be carried out. The influx of talent has certainly helped. Competition at just about every position has certainly helped as well. So all in all, we've had a great offseason and feel great about going into year 3.
And some of the new talent here, Coach, of course, Cam Ward, who's here as well in Charlotte. What has he meant to this team since he's been here in January?
He is he's a real deal, relentless competitor, an alpha leader, a guy that really, he just works. He works and he makes sure other guys around him work as well. The team has taken to him really, really well. He's personable, affable. His personality is magnetic. People are always around him because they feel his energy, his drive, his determination is really special. So he's been tremendous for us, and we feel he's going to be a key to us continuing to improve our program.
Talk about Ward's fit with the offense. You know, he talked about his comfort in Shannon Dawson's air raid and also having that continuity with both coordinators being back this year.
That's big. It's been a minute since we've had that. And when you have that right away in January, when you start adjusting, when you start evolving, the familiarity of scheme, the familiarity of personnel, it accelerates things. When you add talent, that accelerates it even more. So that's been really positive for us. Our players certainly have taken to it, and they've done a really good job teaching the younger players on how we do things.
It seems like Miami is the type of team with, the talent at wide out and pass catchers and quarterback, but also the offensive line and the rushing talent. You could maybe have the luxury to kind of dictate, the way the offense works.
Well, we feel good about the talent that we have, and now that talent has to be put to good use, and it has to work really hard and play well. So we've done those things in the offseason. Now they have to happen in camp, and then they have to happen in preparation, and then certainly, of course, in the games. It's a process-oriented industry. We know that, and we feel that some of these things that we've done can certainly accelerate things, but we are on track with all the things that we've done to build a championship football program. And we're so looking forward to getting to work in training camp here next Monday and Tuesday because these guys have been chomping at the bit. They want to work.
Coach, something I've noticed talking to players in recent months is there's really an emphasis on wanting to be a player-led team. How important is that?
Oh, it's everything. Coaches will take you a certain length of the way, and the rest, it's got to be the players. Every great team that we played on here at Miami and that we coached here at Miami always was always built through the player, just led way. It always has been, and we're getting more of that. It's really starting to lean that way, and now they've got to take full control of the things that they can control. And when their leadership opportunities present themselves, they got to jump all over it. They got to do it, and they will do it. They want to do it. So we just got to put them in situations throughout camp where they have a chance to show they can do it.
I would imagine the players that are here with you, Cam, Jalen Rivers, Kiko, it's not a coincidence that they're here representing the U. Are those some of the leaders of the team?
Without a doubt. They're on the Leadership Council. They've been voted there by their peers. They have super bright futures, but their focus is the 2024 season, and they're ready to get after it.
You know, Coach, of course, we're at ACC Media Days. How do you feel about the conference this year, Coach? It seems like probably a little underrated and under the radar.
A lot of good teams, a lot of good quarterbacks. The line of scrimmage on just about every team has improved significantly. It's going to be a big year for the ACC.
How big is it this season? Obviously, Florida State is an annual rivalry, but to also have Florida and USF on the schedule this year.
Yeah, it's awesome. When you get a chance to play in-state teams, you get to further enhance some of the rivalries, and then you get to build some other ones, some new ones, or newer ones. And it's great for the fan bases and the alumni, and opportunities for our players to compete against guys they played against in high school. We have such a strong Florida contingent on our roster that all in all, it's we focus on one thing at a time, and camp is number one right now. But certainly when those games come up, you can book it that the intensity is going to be through the roof.
Coach Mario Cristobal is here with us, and Coach, some of the other new players that are in at Miami. Damien Martinez, I know he's only been around for a short while, arrived on campus in June, but what are you expecting from him this year?
I expect nothing but his best, just like we expect from everybody else. We've worked hard to continue to build and bolster the roster, and we've created, we've implemented and created schemes that use our talent to the best of its ability, and now we got to put it to use, and that's what we're looking forward to, is actually doing the work now and practicing against each other and making ourselves the best, most physical, most disciplined, highest executing team we could possibly be.
You're going back to spring football. Do you feel like that was the best spring you've had yet? Your team has had since you've been back in Miami.
We believe so. We had some guys out due to some injuries or whatnot, but we felt that the advancement of and being in a year in a scheme for the second year in a row, it showed up. And I think a lot of young guys got some really valuable reps that they're going to get reps now during training camp, but I think they got some frontline reps that all of a sudden put them to the test and made them understand and realize how important it is to always be prepared. So, and we went all the way through. We had a spring game, like a real deal spring game, scrimmage type situation, and guys got better. And that led to a great offseason in the strength and conditioning department. Some great OTAs led by our players as well. And that should lead to a great training camp.
Coach, I know you mentioned this morning you had a hard time finding Cuban coffee in Charlotte. Late afternoon now, have you tracked any down?
Nothing.
Well, best of luck. Head Coach Mario Cristobal, thank you so much, and we'll see you in fall camp in about a week.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Go Canes.
You can tell Cristobal's pumped up and ready, despite the fact that the man hasn't gotten his Cuban coffee. What's going on there? And he's been at it since like 7 a.m. this morning. He probably woke up at like 3 a.m. this morning. The man has not gotten his cafecito, but Cristobal is still full go. When we come back, we're going to talk with QB1. Cam Ward here at ACC Media Days joins us next. You want to keep it locked right here on Locked On Canes. And I already know you're keeping it locked to Game Time. Guys, we all love going to baseball games during the summer. Game Time is now an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. There's so many things that makes Game Time special. It's the only ticket app that I use. You could save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and so much more. Save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or the event. Guys, the all-in pricing is a game changer. Game Time will show you exactly what you're going to pay up front, no surprise fees at checkout, and get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. I'm telling you, you want Miami Hurricanes tickets, Game Time is the spot to go. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use our code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app, redeem code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Thank you so much for making this episode of Locked On Canes your first listen and your first watch today. Make sure for your second listen, you check out Locked On ACC. Live out here in Charlotte at ACC Kickoff Media Days, Kenton Gibbs and I are talking about the entire league. Spoiler alert, we're talking a lot of Miami today, given Hurricanes Day here today. We'll be talking some Clemson tomorrow, so make sure you make Locked On ACC your second listen. And now, Cam Ward.
We got QB1, Cam Ward, in the building here in Charlotte. Cam, you've been in Miami since January. Has it felt like a whirlwind? How's everything going so far?
It felt like it's moving fast, honestly. Here 6 months ago, 6 months later, we're finna start fall camp next week. So, it's been a blessing so far. I'm excited to get into camp and get into, the season.
You've gotten acclimated with your teammates very quickly. Some of the guys have commented to me that they were impressed you learned everybody's name within 24 hours. How important has the team building been and the leadership from your point of view?
That's been very important to me. That's probably one of my main focus once I got to Miami, just because the coaches, they're going to do a lot for us this year, but at the end of the day, if you're not a player-led team, you won't win a lot of games. So that's been the emphasis as, us as a team, for myself as a leader. I'm just trying to just create chemistry with everybody, because if you don't have chemistry with anybody, you can't really communicate with them at a high level like you really want to at the end of the day. So that's been a big focus for myself.
Miami's got one of the best looking offensive lines in the country. You got one of those guys is here today with you, Jalen Rivers. But can you talk about that group and the sense you get for the protection you're going to have this year?
Yeah, that O-line group is special. One thing I know about the O-line is that they're going to bring their A game each and every day for practice, for games. The things Coach Mauigoa does with that group on his off time in Indy, is remarkable. I've never been a part of, an offense, coaching staff who really translates to the O-line so well, from Coach Cristobal and Mauigoa. And, I'm just excited to see those guys grow. And Nez Cooper, he's one of the leaders in that standpoint. Zach Carpenter coming in, transfer, being our center. He's going to be a good standpoint for us all. Even CC, everybody know about CC and J Rev. So, I'm just excited to, be behind those guys. I know they got my back and I got theirs.
Talk to me about your receivers, your tight ends, all the weapons you're going to be looking at this year.
Yeah, special. I think this is probably one of the best tight end groups that I've played with in my career in college. From Elijah Arroyo, I think he's really the sleeper out of our playmaking room. He hasn't got a chance to play in 2 years due to injuries, but I think this is going to be a big year for him. Isaiah Horton, who's a young cat who's come along, made plays in the spring. I'm excited for him. We all know about X and JG. So I think being able to, get those guys to, buy into, not being selfish, being team players, get the whole team to buy into that aspect, I think we'll do something special this year.
Do you feel like the offense is a good fit for you? I know that there were a lot of air raid principles in the previous offenses you were. How's the fit been with Shannon Dawson's system?
This fit's been like plug and play. He's an air raid guy. He was at University of Houston, so he knows that I like to throw the ball. I know he's going to throw the ball a lot. But I think the best thing about us is that we have to be able to, manage our passing and running attack, because we are going to be able to run the football, I believe. And, being able to, just be more dynamic in both and being one-dimensional is going to be able to help us in the long run.
So I know you're the type of player who never stops practicing football. A lot of your training sessions with Shedeur Sanders and company are out there. Talk to me about your off-season regimen, what you've been up to.
The biggest thing I've been trying to work on this offseason is, staying within my framework, and that's in the pocket. In order to, get to where I want to be, you have to be able to win inside the pocket. The off-platform stuff, the scramble drill, I've been blessed to be able to do that. So, I work it, but, not as much as I'm working staying inside the pocket and then staying on balance. And then that's probably the biggest thing that I've been working with, my quarterback coach, and then with Kyron and Shedeur, we work with each other. So it's been good this offseason. We gonna get some work in. Actually, Friday I go back to Houston on Thursday. We will get some work in the last time before the season starts.
Now, all your teammates talk about the trash talk in practice, and they enjoy your competitiveness. Who's the best trash talker that goes toe to toe with you?
It's really a Nez Cooper, but if we was on the defense, I'll probably say either C.J. Clark. Actually, Mish Powell slowly working his way up there. But, those two guys that I see the most trash talk on defense for sure.
Can you talk about team goals for Miami this coming season?
I feel like the biggest goal for us is obviously to win the ACC championships. Everybody goal, but I think we really want to get it done. We have the roster to get it done. And all the individual goals will take care of itself. If we win football games, everything you want will take care of itself. If you want to be a top 3 round draft pick, win football games. That's the biggest thing that I'm trying to stress, to myself and to the team, that we win, everything take care of itself. But, we can't win, overnight. It's going to take week after week after week, and we just got to show up every Saturday. It doesn't matter if we're playing Florida, doesn't matter if we're playing, you know, an FCS team, Ball State, doesn't matter if we're playing, you know, Virginia Tech. You know, we have to be the same team every Saturday because those guys, they're going to show up and they're going to play, you know, every game. Florida's going to give us our best shot. FAMU's going to give us their best shot. You know, we just got to match each team intensity to us.
Now, you got a couple of new offensive teammates who weren't around for spring football, Damien Martinez and Sam Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you're expecting from these guys. I'd imagine you probably had a chance to work out with them by now.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of those guys. You know, I got a chance to see Damien live, you know, twice. My first year at Wazoo and last year when he's at Oregon State. That guy the real deal. He can pick up blitzes, he can run the ball, he can move laterally. Like it's different. You don't really see that, you know, right now from running back. So, you know, he was a big addition to our offense, and I'm glad we got him. And Sam Brown, he's probably our fastest receiver. He's up there with JG. Chris Johnson's one of the fastest people on the team. Sam Brown's up there with him. Sam's gonna be a big. How can I put it? He's gonna be a big stretch for us, just because he's giving us a different aspect. The way he runs his route, we can move him slide, we can move him outside. He catches the ball real well. He's a great over-the-shoulder catch receiver. He creates space versus man. So I'm just excited to get like live reps with him in fall camp. Get him working with me like one-on-one in fall camp with the ones. You know, working him in there. And, you know, he was a big addition for us, and, you know, I'm happy to throw in some touchdowns this year.
Now, before you decided Miami was the spot for you, you debated going into the NFL draft. Why ultimately did you decide to play at Miami for a final year of college?
I never wanted to really leave college, in my opinion. I love college football. The NFL isn't going anywhere, but I feel like in order to put myself and my family in position to, you know, for a long-term success, I believe, I felt like it was right for me to stay in college. And, you know, Coach Cristobal gave me the opportunity that I wanted from a college, which was an opportunity to come in, you know, lead the football team my way of leading. Let me talk to the guys the way I want to talk to the guys. Don't really chain me. He's giving me freedom. He's letting me express myself the way I wanted to. So, you know, I've been blessed to be put in this position. You know, Coach Cristobal is a big part of that. And, you know, I think, you know, we have a season we want everybody to see it.
Have you had a chance to play the new college football video game yet?
Yes, sir. You already know.
Are you good?
I can say I'm pretty good. I really only play with two teams. That's Miami and Oregon, because Oregon on there is a cheat code. I'm not good at cap. the way they run it wide open, they got some speed over there. Oregon, they're a cheat code on the game. So really, they're the only two teams I've been playing with.
Now, did they get you? Did they get Cam Ward? Did they get you right on the game? Your rating, your attributes? How do you feel like you're?
They bless me. I can say that they bless me, but they gotta have me. They don't have me breaking tackles in the backfield like I do in real life. I'm like some of it you gotta get the update. So I gotta make some more plays during the season. Hopefully they boost me during the season.
Cam, I appreciate it, man. Welcome to Miami. Well, we're in Charlotte now, but welcome to Miami. Welcome to Charlotte, and best of luck this season.
Appreciate it.
Huge thank you and shout out to Cam Ward for joining the program. EA Sports, if you're watching this, let's get my man breaking some tackles in the backfield. Come on. When we come back, we're going to talk with star linebacker Kiko Mauigoa. Starting left tackle Jalen Rivers will join us next. You want to keep it locked right here, my friends. We're not done yet on this brand new episode of Locked On Canes. Thank you so much for making Locked On Canes your first listen and your first watch today. We love this Locked On Podcast Network. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's also available on Amazon Fire TV and the free Fire TV Channels app. It's called Locked On Sports Today, and it's here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every league. Find Locked On Sports Today, now available on the free Fire TV Channels app. Let's talk with Jalen Rivers.
We got big Jalen Rivers here, starting left tackle at Miami. First of all, Jalen, what does it mean to you to be able to represent Miami here at the ACC Kickoff Media Days?
It means a lot because we have a great team, and I get to represent the guys that's been working just as hard as I am. We representing the coaches and representing the fan base. So it's important for me, like Kiko and Cam, to be here to really put out what we've been working on, what we foresee happening for the season for us, and it show, tell everybody, hey, we've been doing this, we're ready for the season.
What have you personally been working on in terms of techniques, conditioning? What has been your big focus this offseason?
Just building on what we had last season. So we had a great season as an offensive line. I mean, we could have had a better season as a whole team in general, but just building on what we had last year and what we learned from last year. So the spring we got a little taste to work on it with just having pads on. But this summer, looking at what we had during the spring and just learning from that. So it's kind of like a learning process. You have different phases. So the season, the spring, and then now summer, and then that led us to, working on things we need to work on for fall camp. So that's our main focus for next week, to really hone in on our skills. And for me, I hone on my skills, building out the physique even better. But other than that, just holding on our skills and just focus on what we, need to focus on right now and learn what we did last season and during the spring.
You got 3 returning starters on the offensive line, new transfer center in Zach Carpenter. There's seems like a competition at left guard, but do you feel like the unit is going to be cohesive? How's the chemistry been?
I mean, for us, we have to be cohesive. That's with every unit, but with offensive line, we have Coach Mirabal to tell us, not even to tell us because we do it our own selves, but he really emphasizes the fact that to be tough, to be having a cohesive unit, you got to hang out. So we go to his house every year, every summer to have like a pool party. And then we hang out really by ourselves as offensive line really every day. Some guys go to people's apartments, some guys we go out to eat a lot. So, I feel like with anybody we put on that offensive line, we would have that kind of bond to be playing with because we're like that off the field.
And there's also a bond being built with your quarterback, Cam Ward, right? Tell us about that.
Like I said, we'd be hanging out. Cam's the one to be taking us to eat. He took us out to eat like 3 times. We went over his house to, watch basketball one time and eat Raising Cane's. But it's fun. It's kind of exciting to have that type of person or quarterback to really spend time and, really appreciate the offensive line that he has. So it's very important for Cam to build that trust with us, but it's important for us to hang out and trust and, see what type of person he is off the field, with our quarterback. So, it's great, and I love to have that bond with everybody on that team, really.
And is there anything you can tell us about the, we've seen a couple guys maybe competing for the left guard spot on how that's been going? Because, you're going to be, and I know you're going to be comfortable with whoever's next to you, but any insight you can give us on how Samson Okunlola and Matt McCoy are doing?
Like I said, they're all competing for that spot. They're doing a great job, and I'm excited for fall camp to really see that competition even more. They're 2 great football players. I wouldn't mind playing with either one of them.
Do you feel like this is going to be a special year because a lot of the stars seem to be aligning just in terms of the amount of talent that's on the roster now?
I would say we have all the talent in the world. We have a very talented roster. It's on us to really put the pieces together and, see how far it can take us when we put the pieces together, because the season, you're going to face adversity. You're going to have all the talent in the world, but it's on us to, face that adversity and see how we face it. But we have the leaders anyways to really, calm down the whole team and for people to look at us, because when we're hanging our heads, when we're doing this, we have other people following us. So it's important for us to, as leaders, to have that confidence and have that and spew all that confidence to everybody else to really have a successful season. But, we have all the ability, we have all the talent in the world. We just got to, we're not going to get far if it's just talent.
Yeah, and there's specifically a lot of talent on both sides of the football, but the offense is very talented this year, Jalen. It seems like Miami is the type of team that can kind of dictate, whether they want to be a power running team or whether they want to be, more of an air raid type of team, and hopefully a combination of those things.
Yeah. So like you said, we can be anything we want. We have all the pieces. So, to be honest, we can do anything in the world. We just gotta, be successful at it, and I feel like we will.
Have you had a chance to play the new NCAA or college football 25 game?
I play that almost every day if I can. But obviously now I don't got my PlayStation with me down here. But when that thing came out for us, we got early access with everybody. Every student athlete got it, I guess, or every football player got it early. I think Monday or Tuesday of when was that last week? I think it was last week. I don't remember.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, but we've been playing it nonstop. That's been the talk of the, week. since it came out. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. You get a chance to any pancake blocks on there for yourself?
I did see it, and then sometimes it be fake because I be getting beat and I don't even touch nobody. I be like, what? But it's fun to see, my player and everybody else's player on the team. I've been playing with Miami a lot. We've been playing with Miami versus Miami. A lot of times because we have NCAA on the football game in our player lounge at the school in our facility. So nobody's playing any other game. I will tell you that, other than NCAA. Nobody's been playing any 2K, Madden. It's been just NCAA.
Well, we appreciate your time, Jalen Rivers. Enjoy all the festivities today. I hope you're going to be talking a lot today, so I hope you keep that voice.
Thank you.
We got Kiko Mauigoa with us here on Locked On Canes. Kiko, first of all, the honor you have to be able to represent Miami out here at the ACC kickoff in Charlotte. What does that mean?
It means a lot to me. I never thought that I would be here at this position where I'm at today, but I'm thankful for every opportunity that God has given me to be myself, and I'm thankful that He gave me people like Coach Cristobal and the guys around me to be myself and be able to, and encouraging me to be a vocal leader. And I think I've been, I work a lot, I work hard, and being able to, do the things that are not being seen has been very important to me. And I think part of that has put me in the position I am today. So I'm excited.
We're excited to have you here. And you missed spring football, had the shoulder. How's your health doing now?
Well, I'm 100% back. I'll be participating in the fall camp, and I'm just excited to be around the team because I've been isolated from the team, and that's kind of sad. Not being able to be around the team during practices. I don't know. I don't like that feeling. So I'm excited to be back with the team.
You had such a good year last year. Was it any kind of a decision? Was it hard for you to decide whether to go pro or come back for your final year?
Yeah. It took me like 3 weeks to really think about it. Talking with my family, talking with a bunch of people. But I think the best decision for me was to come back. And for me, I wanted to come back because of the way I see this team developing and the strides that they've been making. I just want to be part of that. I kind of left some things out last year too, so I kind of want to get it back. So for me, this offseason is just emphasizing that, just being able to, get a step closer to my goal as being, the best player I could be.
Well, I just hope the next time you tackle a quarterback in the end zone, the safety counts. I'll say that so you don't have to, Kiko.
Thank you for doing it.
And what do you think you can improve personally in your next year?
My goals is just being able to, obviously, I want to get into my pass drops, and that's some of the things that, I kind of struggle with, and I wanted to improve that. I think this offseason I've been emphasizing that, just being able to get my drops, getting off my breaks faster, just being an overall great athlete, and I think being able to be around the ball all the time too is important to me. I take passion into being around the ball because that's who I want to be. It's just the person that's all around the ball. So,
how much pressure does it take off of you to be able to play right behind such a strong defensive line?
I think with the guys that are bringing in right now, it relieves a lot of pressure. Those guys has showed me like how much they are willing to put on for this team. These guys are willing, watch film, do the extra work just to get a step ahead. Just being able to see that and experience that, it's a very heartwarming feeling. Those guys are working hard every day, to elevate this team, and I'm super excited to be, participating in fall camp with those guys.
You guys have continuity with the coaching staff. With Guidry, his second year, of course, your second year in the defense, Coach D. Nick. How do you guys do you feel like you have more of a flow now that you've had that history together?
Yes, for sure. I think those guys coming back has been a really good impact for this team. Those guys have been great leaders and great people off the field too. I think our relationship with Coach Guidry and Coach D. Nick, has made a lot of strides, and I think that's important too. Just being able to have a relationship with your coach and the people that you're surrounding yourself with, it just builds trust between each other. So I think those guys coming back has been a really good addition for the Miami Hurricanes.
And Miami's got some linebacker depth. Talk to me about your teammates and who do you think can break out this year?
I'm telling you, Wesley Bissane is going to have a breakout year. He's not being talked about enough, and I think he's one of the top guys that you're going to be looking for this year. Wesley Bissane has shown, like a lot of people in spring game, that he can do a lot. He can pass rush. He's always around the ball, and that guy has passion to get better every single day. And I think he's going to have a really good year this year.
And I'm really impressed with the young guy, Bobby Pruitt. I had a chance to interview him a couple of months back, and you would think he's a senior with the way he talks. He's very mature.
Yes, Bobby Pruitt. I told a lot of people that he's probably one of the smartest freshmen I've ever been around. He's just picking up information very quickly and very fast. It's outrageous because you wouldn't expect that from a freshman. And him coming in, being a mature guy and being able to pick up on information very quick is unique. You can't find that anywhere. So him being on the Miami Hurricanes has been a really good addition. He's been working hard every single day. Even in the summer, he's been good, putting on a lot of good weight. So you expect to see Bobby Pruitt this year.
How special is it for you to be able to play with your brother, Cece? I'm sure the family loves that they only have to go to one set of games on Saturdays.
Man, family is everything to me. I love being around my family, and being able to play with my brother for one more year is a blessing. I think we've been together throughout my whole football career, and being able to be at this level of football and being able to play together is a blessing. I never thought that would be possible, but being able to be with my family and my brother has been amazing. So I think for us too, being able to compete against each other and just critiquing each other has been amazing, because that's what we do. That's been our our natural being, is just being able to critique each other and getting each other better before and after practice.
Miami's got a talented group of players and a lot of new faces. Do you feel like everyone is gelling together and that the chemistry is going to be there come August 31st?
Yes, I think people has been buying into the culture and just guys just being around each other, and I think that has been building up a lot of good team chemistry, and I think it's just a natural. It's just being able to come in and being accepted by and welcomed by the other guys has been amazing. And all the new guys coming in, I think they've been adjusting really, really quick and really good because of the way this culture is. So just being able to accept others in and competing against each other. So yeah.
What are your team goals heading into 2024 season?
For me right now, I haven't looked forward ahead as that much, but I think the team goals for this year is just, end fall camp at a high note. I think we got to start at a right pace, and we got to end it at a right pace too, heading into the first game of the season. So that's all our focus in, is just being able to, take it a day by day and not look beyond, I guess, but that's the main thing right now, is just being able to, complete fall camp at a high note.
Kiko, thank you so much for taking the time, and best of luck to you this upcoming season.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you again to Jalen Rivers, Kiko Mauigoa, Cam Ward, my QB1. I love it. He's talking trash in practice, fishing, the whole nine, and, of course, Mario Cristobal. Thanks to all of them for joining us here in Charlotte. Guys, again, make sure you're also checking out Locked on ACC. We're going to be covering Miami on that show today as well. Kenton Gibbs and we host Locked on ACC every single day. And, of course, every single day we're here on Locked on Canes. We'll talk to you guys again next time on another episode of Locked on Canes, part of the awesome Locked on Podcast Network. Your team every day.